Hi, my name is Jessie, and even I'm same like you, learning here, and I'll be taking this business analyst. Before I get into this business analyst training with the PPT and all, I just wanted to give you a overview of what exactly is a business analyst. Business analyst is someone who gets everything, who acts like a bridge, who takes care from the beginning to the end. Sometimes the developers, they only develop what we give. They give life to whatever the design, whatever the requirement we are giving them, they give the life to it. But we stand from the beginning to the end, and how the product is, how the product outcome has come, even we would be checking on that. Okay. In this, I would be discussing the topics. Let me share you the screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
The topics which I'm going to discuss for today is the role of a business analyst, understanding the business processes, types of requirements, and the SDLC model and the BA role in SDLC model. Okay, when we complete this, by the end of this module, we would be what we expect to know from this module is having a solid understanding of roles of BA role and its importance, and be familiar with the basic tools and techniques. Okay, and be prepared to engage for the requirement gatherings and the stakeholder communication. How you're going to communicate, to whom you're going to communicate, to a stakeholders, or who all the stakeholders comes under, who all are the stakeholders, and all we can discuss in this. So now let's go. The definition of a business analyst. This is all about theory only. We will not have any technical tools or anything in this module, and so it's all me talking. So if you have any doubts, you can just pitch in between and you can ask me. In case if I know it, I can clear it up, or else I will just write it down, and tomorrow's class we can discuss if you're interested. Okay. The definition of a business analyst, as I said, it's a bridge between the stakeholders and the business. Whoever is taking care, or the organizations or the technical teams responsible for delivering these solutions. So the basic roles for a business analyst is understanding the needs. The most important thing is understanding the needs. Whether you understand the basic point, unless you understand what the stakeholder is asking, what the product owner is asking, then only you can write the requirement. If you don't understand the needs, if you don't for suppose if you take the understanding the needs, if you take into consideration, why is this, uh, you need to know the goals, the vision, the strategy, and the current challenges, whatever we are going to face with these needs. Suppose if not only a bank, if any of the organization wants something, like if a customer is trying to sell something to a product to a e-commerce, people are trying to sell their products in the website, and the web page is not it's not so convincing for the customer, then he cannot buy it. So the needs of it, the needs need to be understood by them. So for example, if I take the bank, the goal of the bank is to increase their customer size, is to increase their book size by the funding or the money deposits and all. So we need to basically understand what how can we retain these people, how can we keep them in this retain them for in this bank, and how do we increase their increase their base. So if someone is saying that we are not if a customer is saying that it's not he or she uh, is not staying back because of the customer service, because of the product or something, then you need to understand the reason and you need to start preparing the requirement. In case if some customer walks into a bank and asks for the loan process or gold loan process, and he asks to give you the process within no time, but since it's a gold loan it takes a long time. The process is long because the gold needs to be checked whether it's a genuine or not, it needs to be checked whether it is stolen one or not, it needs to be checked. So all these requirements need to be fulfilled in the starting times only. In the beginning itself these needs to be fulfilled, and then only this web page needs to be designed, then only the developers can give life to it, then only this can go further, and there will be no issues for the end user when they are using, when the banker is using or when the customer comes and uses, right? There should not be any issues. That is one, understanding the needs. Next, the challenges we face for a stakeholders often assume they know the best solution, but it may not be address the real problem and fit the business context. A business analyst asks a critical question to uncover the true needs and explore an alternative solution. We need, for example, if we take the stakeholder request, we need to invest in a new software to speed up our process. So the stakeholders keep on bugging us saying that this needs to be changed, that needs to be changed, the date, the time needs to be reduced and all. But the basic challenge would be in which part of it needs to be in which part, what specific part of the process is slow, that needs to be understood. Even the existing process, it might be sometimes there would be all manual things going up. Even the manual things can be converted into an automatic things. That is the basic challenge. Okay, trying to change the process, trying to speed up the process, that would be the basic challenges for a business analyst. If we go on like that, then the challenge would be the scope. Sometimes in a business analyst, we need, as a business analyst, we need to write the scope. Who would be the the final decision? Who would take the final decision for the scope? Who all, what all will be there in the scope? What all will be there in the requirement document? That would be taken care by the COs, or it might be a board who describes what is included in the project and what needs not be included in the project. So when we when we consider that, so the challenge is the scope needs to be revised again. As the board directors or the board people will describe us, this is not what we needed, again we need to redo it. So the challenges exist there. Along with that, there would be some ensure that there should no unnecessary features, there should not be any unnecessary features to be added in the product. Okay, in case if there is an unnecessary product or unnecessary things, features have been added in it, then there will be some unrealistic challenges where you need to go back, where the process may be slowed down, where the process can be delayed. If the time frame is only for 1 month, after we adding some things which are not necessary, some future features which are not necessary, if we keep on adding, then it will increase our time frame. So there will be challenges with the technical team. The technical team sometimes may not go with the flow, may not say this is not, this is correct, this is not correct, may not agree with what we are saying. So as an analyst, as a business analyst, you should ensure that all the solutions are met in a proper way, so that the end users, the user requirements, and challenges can be met in a proper way. There are some techniques where we can go with these challenges. So like when you listen actively to the to the people fulfilling the when you actually listen and understand the stakeholders request, right, then we don't have any issues, then we will not have any issues. And when we question them, when there is one line introduced, this you need to start doing an event management, okay, it should come with how, when, why. The questions, right, the questions will give you, will fill your requirement, will fill your requirement without any hurdles, right. Later when you go on, right, they will not be asking you to go back and do more research on it or do more workout on it. So you should always be very asking more questions. And next one is the data driven approach. You should always go with the root cause. What exactly is there asking, what exactly am I writing, and is this the one which will give you the end input. This one, if I write this requirement and if the developers develop and give life to it, then will the end user be successful with that? Will the end user be using it without any hurdles? That should always be that should always be your main point. And in case if there are few things which the stakeholders didn't like and they ask you for changing it, then the purpose, you need to question. The technique of challenges is one of it is the purpose of alteration. Why do I need to alterate now? Why do I need to work on it when it is working fine, when it is good? So and so forth. You need to check on them, check on the techniques. Then if you work on these techniques, then the challenges you face would be very easy. The challenges would be very simple to understand. Next thing is the opportunities. The opportunities, the most of everything, each point is important in a business analyst role. So the third point is the opportunity role. See, growth opportunities allow a business to expand its market share, revenue, or a customer base. How does it work? Analyze how a business analyst does fit for these opportunities is analyze the market trend. Check whether how the market is going for an e-commerce. If a certain kurta or certain material is going well, what exactly is going? Is it because of the offers or is it because of the quality? You get the feedbacks back, right? With that, you need to check on those. What else opportunities can be added for this growth, for this base to grow more and to increase the revenue for them, like that. It goes on. For example, if we take a retail chain, might notice that the online sales are outperforming in the urban areas and recommending expanding e-commerce to the rural region with the targeted logistic solutions. If you consider that there is some e-commerce working going good in an urban area, so you can expand that same thing. You can expand the same thing in the rural areas also, and try to that is what checking for the opportunities, expanding the opportunities, expanding, searching for the opportunities and expanding, analyzing the market over there. And for a business analyst, and if you take this retail chain example, right, the online then you can even consider the streamlining the processes for efficiency and entering new markets, conducting the new markets research on the new markets, and lowering the technology for the innovation, so and so forth. If you dig on this, right, if you start digging on opportunities to expand a certain web page, certain website, then definitely there will be many things. The first thing you need to is you need to analyze the market trend, how it is going, what exactly is the market trend right now. If it is only on this in a schools, if we consider, right, the children change many pens. Like, what exactly is the market trend right now? You can analyze on it and you can change the e-commerce where the bus pens also can be changed, like that. You can analyze in everything, not only for the pens or kurtas or anything, every e-commerce business, whatever they're doing, can be expanded when you analyze, when you analyze the market trends, the opportunities. Okay, next one is improve process. Improve process is certain. We think sometimes, what exactly will a business analyst do for improving a process? What exactly, where does this business analyst fits for improving the process? It means that in case there is a certain things which is not going in a right way, in a right flow. Like when we buy something, when we draw a flow chart for this payment gateway or something, if it is directing you from one GPay, when you go to a GPay or to a UPI, suddenly it takes you to the GPay, and once you click on it, then the PIN number will ask, you scan it, or you pay the amount. When you scan it, automatically the amount comes. You can pay it directly over there, or else you can think, if this a right way, is this safe for the customer, since he is showing all his passwords and all. Is this the right? You should be responsible in some more, coming up with a more processes to improve the process, to say that not this way, or we can go, there is a better walk in this process. You can go, and you can even if it is taking too much time, in a certain process it might take too much time, the time can be reduced. Then try to go and break that time by improving the process. Or there is a cost, there is lot of cost is incurred in it, so you can reduce that by taking care of the improving the process. So when you do this, the benefits of improvement, right? It saves the cost, it saves the time, it saves the accuracy, because there will be a few errors, right? Better experiences also, and the employee satisfaction. These are the benefits for improving the processes. Till now we spoke about the role of a business analyst and the definition of a business analyst. Okay, business analyst plays as is a bridge between the stakeholders and the businesses in the organization and the technical teams who are responsible for delivering their solution. The roles are understanding the needs, exploring the challenges, improving the processes, and even the opportunities, working on the opportunities. This is what the role and business analyst is till now. Now let's go into the responsibilities of a business analyst. Do anyone have any doubts? Is it true, or is it only words?
No doubts, ma'am.
So now let's go into another topic, the responsibilities of a business analyst. The main thing is requirement gathering. Requirement gathering. What do you get? Where do you get? How do you get? And once you get the requirement, how do you do a research on where do you dig the data? See, if someone gives you, I need an event management, I'm running a website, I'm doing one research where I need an event management also, event management to be organized. So you need to design the requirement in such a way that the event management should have the seminars to be conducted, the conferences to be conducted, the workshops to be conducted, the hackathons to be conducted. So start designing. If you get only this one, can you be able to do any requirement on it? You need more questions. That is where you need to understand the needs, the basic needs. What exactly, what is this event management for? what exactly is the seminar for, what exactly is the conference for. And once you understand the needs, then only you can start writing the requirement. The requirements can be digged either with there would be many articles would be written, the many you can go with ChatGPT, you can search in Google, but you can't directly write those simple lines. But not only with this, but you need to go with a maximum research, not just one day, half day you sit and you do some research. Oh, I got it, I can start writing my requirement with this, I can finish off my requirement. No. Once you go to the stakeholders, there will be a lot of questions put in you. There will be a lot of cross questioning, saying whether this can work through, whether the developers, you need to answer the developers questions, the developers would be asking how will this work out. So the requirement should be written in the basic words with everybody can understand it, the needs to be fulfilled. Okay. And the requirement, conducting interviews, you can even conduct interviews, whoever have given you the requirement. In case when you say of the stakeholders, you can say, the people who conducts the interviews, right? You can go with the product owner. Okay. The product owner, you can conduct an interview with him. Whatever questions he asked you, you can ask him. He can give you more answers. Write it down, jot it down, and so that you can sit and make one requirement which will fulfill, which we can get through the whatever they have asked us. So that if in case the product owner is not satisfied with whatever we have given, we need to rework on it. A rework is too much. Doing it again and again and again and again is too much. That's why we need to ask so many questions so that we get the entire requirement. Okay. The requirement gatherings can be either by doing surveys, or interviewing people, interviewing the product owners, and conducting workshops. Even if you conduct workshops, right, the product owners or whoever has given you the requirement, and few people will be joining us, you can ask questions, and from them you can start writing the requirements. And the requirement documents is basically of this BRD, which is a requirement document, business requirement document. This FRD is a financial requirement document. SRS is another document. Okay. In the next modules we will be working on this BRD, FRD, and SRS. We will be explaining, I'll be explaining on these also. But for now, the requirement gathering, you need to understand the stakeholders, the needs of the stakeholders, and do the maximum, and gather the requirement. You can even conduct the interviews with the product owners or the stakeholders. You can even use the surveys, observations, and even your own understandings, right? You can when you have read an article, you can understand something from that. You can use those techniques and you can make the requirement gathering. Next one is the analysis and the problem solving. Analysis is identifying the problem, opportunities, and solutions that align with the business goal. For the responsibilities of a business analyst is analyzing the problem and solving, is not only showing the problem, hey developer, this is the problem, but even you need to give a solution to it. If this testing team has come, hey, this is the problem, not only the problem, this is the solution for it, why don't you try it in this way. And even you need to give them the opportunities also. Like I said, the opportunities are something identifying the business growth also, right? Like that we need to even check on that, and try to show these, identifying the problems, opportunities, and solutions to analyze the problem. Next, creating a documentation. Creating a documentation is very simple. You just need to go to a flow, like starting. If someone gives you I tell you my experience. I was made to write one corporate training requirement document. Okay, the requirement they told me is like there will be a pool of companies, there will be a pool of trainers, and there will be a pool of students or researchers or whoever it is. And from here, the connectivity is the pool of companies can go search for the trainers in a pool of training place, and they can pick their people, and they can go to the HR, and the HR should check whether that particular training person is free or not, and then start, and then this is the overall view which they have given me. So I wrote my corporate training requirement document. The first step is who all are involved, who all are involved. It is the trainers, it is the companies, the HR is getting involved, and even the administration would be there. So these four people along with the researchers, these five people are there. In these five people, you can make a pool of trainers as one set, and then it goes on. What will be each trainer do? How will a trainer get inside this pool? Okay, it can't be just like a pool trainer come and says, hey, I want to join into this training session, can I? No, he has to give his interviews also, he has to submit his videos also. The same way, once he submits his videos, the HR should verify them. HR should be okay with him, like like how good is he with his qualification, whatever the requirement is given to the HR, whether he is fulfilling the training, that particular qualifications or not. She needs to check that. If she is satisfied, then again send an interview to this trainer. There, as a trainer, once the trainer gets qualified, then he would be added into this training pool. The same way for the companies. We just can't accept every company to come and sit in this. So we have for certain companies which we were looking for. So only those companies needs to entered into this. They need to have the login passwords. Even the trainers need to have a login passwords. The trainer had their slots booked for from morning 9 to evening 5. The slots need to be booked. So it comes on, so on so forth. So it's a step by step. Either if you complete with the training, one complete full of training, the pool of trainers, how the training pool of trainers have been entered into, how the trainers are entered into the pool of trainings, right? That's one step, the step by step process. Once they enter into this step, how they are going back to teach everybody. Okay, once they go and teach them, once they go and teach them, their availability also needs to be checked, whether if another company comes and says, I need the same trainer, you need to check. So it's a process of HR also checking whether that trainer is available or not. So like that, the list of trainers who are there in the pools, whether there are more trainers available or not, that everything comes into the requirement document. Okay, the use cases is like I have explained you just now. mm, about
Ma'am,
one corporate training. Yep.
I have doubt. So in this requirement documents, we do we have any template for that or for gathering the requirement? Like,
There is no particular, no. There is no template, but I just took it from my oldies, whoever have given me one, and we start writing it. There is no particular template.
okay. In your case, you have given an example, right? So how to know from where from which people we are getting this kind of information? Is there any particular idea for that?
The product owner only, right? When you sit with the product owner, the person who wants this website to be developed, he would be giving all the inputs to you. That is
Okay.
why you need to ask lot of questions, yeah, lot of questions to him, so that you can go and come, go and come, go and come. Sir, still I don't have this input, still I don't have this input. So if you talk to him more, the more details would be coming up. The more details comes up, right, then it would be easy for you to make a requirement document.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
These are the steps for creating the documents. So once we create the document, so there will be a lot of discussion happening in the groups. The product manager, the project manager, the developers, the testers, everybody will question us how to do it, what to do it, when to do it. Is this the correct way to do it? This is the final thing, or is there anything else? So as the developers develop, right, whatever the requirement, whatever the words we have given in the page, in the Word document, gives life, gets life. So at the end product, sometimes we ourselves will not be liking those end product. Excuse me. You might think suddenly, oh, if this is there, it would be good. If this is there, it would be good. It will not be good. That is why before we get into the developing team and all, we will have a discussion, a complete refinement of this particular requirement. What we need to talk over and over and over, so that the project manager, sometimes the stakeholders also, the product manager, the product owner who has given you the requirement, he can come and sit with you. And even the developers, we all sit and discuss, this is what is happening, this is what I have written, this is what is the plan, so how is it going to go. Then sometimes it cuts down, it breaks down into bits and pieces. First one half an hour, first one paragraph itself takes to 1 week to 1 week to 10 days of discussion. First one, once they get that idea what exactly is happening, then the things go fast. But before that, this requirement would be again refined. It would be a lot of refinement would be done. They would be asking, where did you get it? If you have any pictures, can you? Sometimes what we are visualizing, they will not visualize that. They will visualize something else. So again, there will be a difference. There will be a cut off in the understandings over there. So you would be the bridge. You need to, whatever the product owner has told you need to explain it to the developers, so that the developers can give life and the end users can use it. So you would be there from the beginning till the end. So make sure that all the requirement which is there is refined thoroughly, and then the developer starts working on it. So this requirement can be broken into many pieces. You can either make it into user stories, into epics. We generally use Jira for the user stories. Whatever we create, the developers take them as a stories and they start writing it. They start developing it into piece of pieces. Sometimes this Jira also will have lot of discussion, whether this user story, this particular user story, in case if in this if you can see, there is an audio video, participants chat, share, pause, unmute, and slide control, show meeting, and more are there. These are all buttons which are fixed together, right? So for this one button, the audio button, sometimes some people will not, this audio button will take some time. Some few developers will say it just takes 1 day to develop it. 1 day to develop, in the sense 1 day to design it and integrate it, and it should be, the code also should be pushed, so that it should be the end user. At the last acceptance criteria, what is the acceptance criteria? Is this audio, when I click on it, should be muted. When I again click on it, it should unmute. When I talk, it should be heard to the others. That is the user story for this audio picture, whatever you see over here, this button over here, this icon over here. Okay, so we need to give them a user story saying that, see, this is the audio button I required, and it should be in this size, and when I click on it, it should mute. Again, when I click on it, it should unmute. When I unmute, it should, the other people, the other side people should be able to hear. That is the user story for this audio button to be created, right? So the developers will say it can be 1 day or 2 days. It depends on how many days they say. If they say that this 2 days is okay and all the developers agree with it, saying that fine, this 2 days is enough, this can work out. This will audio button would be in live if we the end the acceptance criteria would be fulfilled. The end user can click on it to mute it, to click on it to unmute it, and the other side people can hear it. So then once the discussion is done, then they start a sprint, and it starts and goes on. So we would be talking about these user stories, use cases, and wireframes more in other modules. So now I have just given you a vague understanding of what are these user stories. Okay, going forward to the stakeholder communications. Let's first talk about what is the stakeholders, who all come under the stakeholders. Who all come under the stakeholders is that they can be a project, they can be a project people, project manager can be a stakeholder, the sponsor can be a stakeholder, the the developing team can be a stakeholder, because we would be collaborating with them, we would be talking with them. The product owner who is giving us the requirement, he would be a stakeholder. So it depends, the stakeholders, how you talk to the stakeholders, and how your things to be done. From the product owner it comes to us, from us it needs to go to the development team, and from there, once the development team, the testing team would be there, all this would be in a circle, right? You need to collaborate with them, you need to have a nice rapport with everybody in this. The business analyst cannot have any enmity with anybody, because because it's collaborates. You need to collaborate with the product owner to get what requirement you need. You need to talk to the developers to get what you have, what the requirement you have given, to give life to it. The developers have to come. So it's like you need to have their understandings, you need to understand every bits and pieces of these stakeholders. Unless and until you talk to them regularly, unless and until you ask them questions, unless and until you find the opportunities to talk to them, then only this business, the requirement keeps on enlarging, keeps on increasing. Okay, the next one
Ma'am,
is, yeah.
ma'am, business analyst can be same as stakeholder, any chance?
Business analyst can be same as stakeholders.
Stake- Yeah, both are same person. Stakeholders can be business analyst also.
It can. No. Business analyst cannot be a stakeholder, because business analyst gets the data. The stakeholders are someone who gives the data. Who, like the product owner, he gives the data to the business analyst. Business analyst, he produces this data to the developers in a requirement form and gives it to the developers. So he can't be a stakeholder, or else I might be wrong also.
Oh,
Let me just check on it once.
okay. Okay.
Yes, it says yes. A business analyst is a stakeholder in a business analyst activities. They're responsible. Yes, even we are one of the stakeholders, it says.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got a new point today. Till now, I was thinking I'm not a stakeholder, I'm
Actually,
just a person. business
Yeah, I
analyst.
was, yeah, before, no, the stakeholders and business analyst was same before when I was working before. That's
Okay.
why I got
Oh,
a doubt.
sure. Okay then. Let's continue on this key responsibilities. Process improvement. It
बेटा स्कूल से आओ तो कार्टून, प्लेग्राउंड से आओ तो कार्टून, पढ़ाई कौन करेगा?
Hi Kalpana.
ओहो, या सॉरी जैसी.
No issues. Process improvement. This identifying insufficiency in existing workflows and suggesting enhancement. A few things is that the process improvement. Sometimes whatever we have written only will not be will not be good. Will not be like, sometimes when you put it on a paper, it feels wow, it's so much there are a lot of alphabets over here, and these words make a lot of sense. But once it goes into a workflow, once you write the flow chart for it, from here, if you make a payment, from payment into the credit card, to make a payment you can either choose a credit card, debit card, EMI, you can choose UPI, and so on, right? Sometimes we don't feel convenient with the EMI, or we don't feel convenient with the debit card. And sometimes we give the debit card number, and in the CVV number needs to be exposed over there. Sometimes those flow, that flow doesn't work properly. So we can the whatever insufficiency is there, whatever is not effective over there, you can enhance the suggestion, but you can suggest them and you can enhance it. Okay, mapping and analyzing current processes, recommending automation, simplification, and even re-engineering. You can sometimes this is a manual thing going on. In some processes there will be a manual things going on. You can make it as an automation, you can make it as a where you can change it from a book person to a system person, like that. So those processes can be re-engineered over there. Process flow diagram optimization strategies. Reduce. See, suppose a person who is doing manual calculation using a book, if he moves to a computer, he can do it a bit fast. So that reduces the time. And even many more things can come into the picture, like reducing the time required for onboarding also. Instead of say taking each one of their resumes and reading, he can coming through, sending through post, and it reaching to the person who needs to recruit. Instead of that, if he opens a web page where all the resumes can be sent directly, and he can review them, and he can send back the people who are rejected, who are approved and all. So the process, streamlining the process, with this the process improvement is done. So these are the responsibilities where the business analyst should be taking care. Even for the testing and validation also, now what do a business analyst do for a business, for a testing and all, you we might think. But few business analysts, they take only with the testing background. Few who are not from a technical background, who do not have any, like me, I do not have any background knowledge of this technical knowledge. I've been working in a banking, so I don't know anything about the software. So these validation, the testing and validation for those kind of people can be done with the user acceptance one, where it's not a UAT. The end product can be tested though in the website, and whatever you have written, you can check whether it is a correct or not, whether the flow is correct or not. The UAT would be doing it differently. They would be writing the test cases and verifying. The QA team would be doing it. Even the business analyst people can do the testing by checking whether the end user, whatever the requirement you have given, is fulfilled or not. The project support is involves ensuring that the project is implemented successfully and any issues are addressed. See, you should, as I said, you will be the bridge. You will be acting like a bridge between the developers also. So whether they are implementing the project, whatever the requirement you have given, they are doing it neatly. They are doing it without any issues, or if they have any issues in between, and how to address them. So you need to support even that. How can it be done? By providing a post implementation support and resolving queries, helping in change management and training end users. See, the development team, if they are not good at this development, you can help them by assigning a trainer to them, or checking and pulling them out, and asking them that this boss, you need to learn this, that. And so you can help the management also. Materials, whatever is there, can be helpful. The business analyst should also support the project people, project support also. So summary of this is summary of the responsibilities of a business analyst. The key skills is requirement document is communication and documentation. The for requirement, you need to have a very good communication and should be able to document it. Whatever you see, whatever you read, whatever you hear from the product owner, you should be able to document it. Oh, that is, sometimes even I forget the sentences, what he said, what he said, what he said. That's not how it should be. Those should be the key skills. Like communication should be the best, and even the documentation, whatever you heard, should be done with a meticulously. Those deliverables are BRD, the requirement document, the finance requirement document, and the user stories. These are the deliverables where this requirement document can be converted, and for the developers to use that. The developers can use it through the user stories. Analyzing business needs, the critical thinking, data analysis. Hmm, this deliverables is the gap analysis. For critical thinking, what is the gap? You need to analyze what is it. There is a difference in this. when you develop something, when you write something in a requirement document, what is the gap? See, for a trainer to enter into the pool of training pool, he needs, the gap is, he needs to send his video of his recordings. He needs to be selected from the HR, shortlisted by the HR. He needs to be interviewed. If he is not interviewed, and if the HR directly selects and puts him into the pool of trainers, and suddenly there is a difference when he is going for training the corporate companies. There is a difference. Then that gap needs to be analyzed with the business analyst. That gap needs to be analyzed, and the trainer needs to be pushed back, and he needs to have his interviews conducted. And sorry, the interview conducted, and then through that he needs to come back. See, that's the gap which needs to be identified. You need to check the strength. The business analyst needs to check the strength, the weaknesses, and SWOT, right? Weaknesses, opportunities, and the threats. Where this for the critical thinking and data analysis, it's not only for critical thinking and even for data analysis, even for requirement gathering also, you need to have this SWOT analysis is must. You need to check the strength, you need to check the weaknesses of that particular topic. If they have given you a corporate training, BRD needs to be written, then you need to check the strengths of its corporate training, the weaknesses of it, the what all opportunities you can fulfill with that, and what all threats you have for that. All these needs to be considered and taken care. Guys, I think we can continue tomorrow, um, because it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
We
Jesse, I
can,
have some question. If
yeah.
yeah, like uh, in requirement gathering, before that, I think we should mention that understand business objective. This should be there, I guess, because in
Which
the
one?
requirement gathering, okay, we need to understand the objective of business.
Yeah.
Hello, am I
Yes,
audible?
yes. They even that is there. Yes, the needs of this, right? The first thing itself is in understanding the needs. That is the basic thing.
Okay,
Yeah. These are the responsibilities. Those are the roles. Those come under the roles. So I'm stopping this over here. Tomorrow we would be starting with the summary of this core responsibilities again, and then we would be continuing with the types of requirements. And tomorrow I can give you the lab set also for this module one, so that we can work. Even I didn't work on those lab sets. Even we can do it together. Okay.
So the
yes,
recording of this class is available. Can you share?
Yeah, it's available. The HR would be sharing it to you.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you. So let's meet tomorrow, everybody, at the same time, 6 to 7. Okay? Yep.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.